Good morning, everybody. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yes, brothers and sisters, I spent the morning transferring my programs on YouTube. I have one more. The show from last night will be downloaded to YouTube this morning before I leave. But I've just downloaded programs from the last two shows. And then we have one more show to put on to YouTube. Hey, Radical Granny, good to see you. Good morning to you, always. And everyone out there. I have not heard, I messaged the Shirley MacLaine site, and I've not heard anything, Radical Granny, from them. If you have any way of contacting Shirley MacLaine, I would love to get her on here on my show and do an interview with her. I did try to reach out to her a few weeks ago on their website. So, yeah. Good morning. If you missed last night's show, we had a phenomenal show. We had a gentleman in the 70s who worked in Antarctica from 74 75. It's on my YouTube channel if you missed last night's show. Also, we had Ashley Bashley, who came on with a friend of hers who works for NASA in a level of top security clearance. And we had a great program last night. That show is going to be on my YouTube channel at some point this morning. You'll be able to see that if you missed it last night. And we're trying to do some morning shows when we can, so we might come on here spontaneously as we're doing it right now. We'll be on here till roughly about 10 o'clock or 10:15, somewhere in that area. An hour to about an hour 15 minutes. So this is not going to be the longest show, but at least you get over an hour of the Commander on encounters this morning. To new people watching the show, this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm with you. I'm usually on at 11 o'clock at night. We usually have a pretty big audience, anywhere from 250 to 300 people. It seems to be the average. And then in the morning show, as more people get, hey, Renee, we'll probably get all the morning people that are not on at night to watch us when we get on here when we can in the morning. Julie, welcome to the show. Stephanie Ballard, thank you for the likes. Oops, let me bring that down. And it's just good to have you all with us here. The show, if you're new to the show, we talk about spiritual UFO areas. We're not a nuts and bolts guy. I'm a contactee since the 60s. I've had hundreds of UFO sightings or spaceship sightings since I was a kid. Stephanie, thank you for the heart me. I'm dedicated to disclosure. I'm also not from this planet. I want to talk about something that's very interesting here. I'm going to talk about it tonight. So on the Good Morning America, which I was watching this morning, they had a little tidbit about Mars. Okay, get this. Yeah, NASA. So NASA comes out with a report publicly to the news media, and the Commander coming from Mars. I've told you about Mars, the planet that I come from, for a long time. Have I not told you about Mars? Have I not told you what it's like what life is like on Mars for the longest time, right? Oh, I'm amped up now. Just wait till now. What I'm going to tell you now, all of a sudden they're going to release a report to the news media about Mars. What do you think? Take a guess. What do you think Mars released to the news media this morning? What do you think they released about Mars? Any guesses? And this is stuff I've told you way before the news media even knew about it, and way before NASA was willing to tell the public anything about it. Water. 252, you're correct. What about the water? Let's see. Water inside Mars? I'm giving you hints. Water inside Mars? Where do you think I'm going with this? Hey, Trisha. You see, NASA, and I don't have the full report. I'll have to get my tablet for tonight and do this. Not the organisms, Dancing with the Cats, but definitely that's probably there. Hey, Gary. So guess what NASA is saying? They're saying that there are oceans inside Mars. Inside Mars. What does that mean? they found that there are oceans in Mars. Not on the surface, within Mars. What have I told people since I've been on TikTok? Because I come from Mars, I would tell you this. Yes, they reside inside Mars. The oceans, the rivers, the seas, inside Mars. Now NASA comes out publicly, and at least Good Morning America stated, and I don't know about any of the other cable channels, I don't watch a lot of TV. The fact is, they're admitting the fact that there's water and oceans inside the planet Mars. I always told you everything's reverse about Mars. We have oceans on the surface, their oceans are reverse inside the planet. There are waterways on the surface of Mars, which we discussed last night with our NASA person that came on with Ashley Bashley. All right. The fact of the matter is, not only is there water on Mars, as I've stated before, but the Martian population is thriving, 10 to 15 million inhabitants on the planet Mars. People live on Mars. You see? So, and I am going to get the report from NASA, what they're saying word for word. I don't really need the report. I've told you the truth from day one about Mars, about the water. Way before this report came out this morning, if you've been following my show. So, little by little, hey Sonic, viola player, little by little, NASA, which doesn't tell the truth, is saying there's an ocean. They found that there's oceans within Mars. Well, how would they know that? Hey Taz, good to see you, brother. How would they know that? How would they know that there's oceans within Mars? Because they have technology that they have on the planet that has actually surveyed inside the planet somehow. And I know we have the technology. And they use the technology, and now they're saying, okay, let's come out today, this morning, with news to all the news media, telling them that they found the possibilities of an ocean inside Mars. There's no possibilities. The truth is, there are oceans and waterways inside Mars. Let's just be honest. NASA, don't hedge around the whole bush here about the oceans. The fact that you even mentioned that the possibilities of an ocean inside Mars, what they're saying is there is an ocean inside Mars. They don't want to come out and say it, but they kind of say, there's a possibility, general public on Earth, that there's oceans or an ocean inside Mars on the planet. Breezy Alchemist says, so 20 last night within 8 minutes. Breezy Alchemist, we're going to bring you on, Breezy. This is what I do here. I'm very spontaneous. Breezy Alchemist says, here's how it works here. You got to be over 18. No children on the show. No cursing, no foul language, no drinking, no smoking, no vaping, no paranormal discussion. I think I covered most of the grounds for my show here. Please share and like. Tap the screen. If you know people that you think should watch the show, if you're new to the show, I'm usually on at 11, not in the morning, but I'm trying to get on here in the morning to do at least an hour show or an hour and 15-minute show. My nighttime show, our shows are about 2 hours, but this show will be about probably an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to follow Breezy Alchemist. If you can change your setting to public, you might have to go out and come back in. Change yours. Hey, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Carl, thank you for the follow. So Breezy, if you'll change your setting, and 27 Stranger, I didn't see your question. It says, please answer. Let me go backwards and see if I can see your question. Sometimes, Breezy, the TikTok will not let me see the question. It's been happening a lot lately. Let me see if I can find your question. So bring your question back to me, Breezy. Not Breezy. 275 Ranger Vet. Please give me your question again. They filter the questions, so I didn't see anything. Let me take a look here. Thank you, Taz. 275, please give me your question again. I bet that they're probably filtering it. so I can't see it. They're doing that now, not just me. They do it on all the TikToks. They filter. There's a filtering system they have now, and for whatever reason, they filter the questions. No, I didn't see it. I see sent again, but I don't see the question. I'm going to have to bring you up here to do this. So 27 Ranger, I'm going to bring you up here, and this way you can ask me the questions because they're actually filtering. And we're going to try to get that other person on here. Yeah, it's AI.
Hi, how's it going?
We're doing good. I'm going to bring my volume up here a little bit. There we go. And how are you doing?
Pretty good. Just headed to work. I listen to you every morning, sometimes at night.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you had a question, but it's filtered by their system. What was the question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, you were talking about Mars, and you got Elon Musk that wants to inhabit Mars. Would there be any confrontation if he's able to do that?
Well, I can tell you as a Martian person, now I'm talking from Martian consciousness, which is, if you're saying, how could he do that? I can switch my consciousness within minutes. So, no, they won't be allowed to. I mean, they've been allowed to send, NASA's been allowed to send the rover and things like that to take pictures. The Martian population doesn't see it as a threat. But no, Elon Musk will not be able to inhabit Mars or go there and try to do stuff. Nor will anybody else. The Martian population will not allow it. The Martian governing system, which is very much with the galactic levels of light, will never allow that to happen. They see what the people of Earth have done to their own planet. They're not going to let it happen to Mars. It will not be allowed.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate the question. No one's ever asked that question. Great question.
All right. Thank you. Well, have a good day.
All right. You too, man. You take care. Be well.
All right. You too.
All right. Yeah, that was a great question. Yeah. So in terms of Elon Musk wanting to go to Mars, it's not happening. He wants to go to Mars. So there's a lot of other people with lots of money. They want to go to Mars and mess up the planet. That's what they want to do. Hey, Ziggy, good to see you. But hey, Chezno, we will not allow people from Earth who have all this money and wealth and think that they're better than everybody else to go to Mars and do what they've done to Earth. No, not happening. The Martians will never let it happen. Hey, Kabashi, good to see you. Great question. Now, the person that just had the sightings, let me see if they're still here. I want to see if I can bring them up. Let me go backwards here. Oh, Breezy Alchemist. Breezy Alchemist, if you're still here, you need to switch your setting. I'd like to hear your story. But I can't get you up here if your setting's on private. Or just go into the multi-guest option. Oh, my kitty. She's just decided to wake up. All right, let's see. Hey, good morning, Octagon. Good to see you. Everybody coming in here. Surprise, surprise. If you're like, oh, the commander's on, I got to get on here. Hey, Nikki, welcome. All the new people, welcome. This is Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media, usually on at 11 o'clock nightly. Most nights, we take a break once in a while. And also my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News, is the channel to go to for all my shows you've missed. If you're new to the program, all my shows are on the YouTube channel. Hey, Taz, thank you for the team bracelet, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. I think it's Ariel Ra 247. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Please follow me. If you're not following me, it's good to follow me so you'll know when I'm actually going to be around. And I also encourage people to follow each other, which is a good thing to do. Bella Jade, Houdini, welcome. It's a trick. They're playing on you. It's a trick they're playing on you. Okay, I'm not sure what the trick is and what that comment relates to, because it can relate to anything. Can you be more specific? Hey, KitKat, welcome to the show. Oh, it's the military, yeah. The military is doing what? Well, the military, there's levels of the military that are involved in the cover-up. Who's deceiving who? Are you saying that the government's deceiving us? Could you be more specific? Hey, Bella. Hey, greetings. So for people that are new to what I do, I'm a contactee. I actually had my first contact when I was a kid with space people in a flying saucer that were wearing light blue outfits. So I've been around the block a few times. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of spaceships that are not of Earth, and I've just seen a lot of things. So I'm always interested in people's experiences. And if you are one that is going to think that everything is created by our own government, everything we're seeing in the skies are created by our own government, I need to bust your matrix right now. Okay? Who is they? Who can be dangerous? I think it's Arielra. Could you explain what you're talking about? Who's dangerous? Who can be dangerous? It's like encoded. We're not getting to like a knowledge of what you're trying to say. Who can be dangerous? Why are you being vague? And there's a lot of vagueness in that person's comments. So I'm not a vague person, so I need you to be very unvague and tell us who can be dangerous. Oh, the government. Okay. If you're saying the government can be dangerous, we already know that. The government's covering up the whole thing with the whole extraterrestrial understanding. I think that's what you're trying to say. Good morning, Serenity. Hey, Katie, thank you for joining the show. I'm not trying to be. You know what? I'm going to bring you up on my show. And if we can do that, I always get a better understanding when I can bring somebody up on the show. If you do decide to come up, again, you have to be over 18. No smoking, no vaping, no paranormal discussion, no cursing. So if you decide to come up, I just invited you to come up. Hey, Days, welcome to the show. You accepted? That's really weird. It's not letting me bring you up. Why is that? Let me see. I'm going to try to bring you up again. I just pressed my button to bring you up here. Go on the multi-guest option. If you press the multi-guest option, I can bring you up that way. It also could be TikTok. I don't know. Oh, you don't have live access? Yeah, you have to probably have over 50. Yeah, you have to get up to 50. So let's do this. Everyone follow that person. Everyone follow that person. We need to get them up to 50. Can we get them up to 50? I want to bring that person up. Let's get them up to 50. All right. Everybody follow ARIELRIA 247, and we'll get them up to 50. This way, it's much easier to have a conversation for me and understand a person better. Yeah, she's at 16 followers, so let's get that person up to 50. Tess, welcome to the show. Sweet Melissa, thank you for doing that. Everybody do it. We're 9:16 in the morning here on the East Coast with Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Usually on at 11 o'clock at night. My YouTube channel is Astro Command Spaceship News. If you missed all my night shows and you're mostly a morning person, you can watch those shows anytime on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. And I think in a few minutes we'll be able to get, so they need 20 more. So let's get 20 more people to follow them, everybody. We want to get them over 50. And I think we can do this. So they now need 20 more people. Hey, Voice of One, good to see you. Pammy, welcome. Victor, welcome to the show. They need, 20 more people? They're at 30 followers, folks. They need 20 more. They got 30 people following them. They need 20 more to get live access. 20 more followers. Let's see here. I'm going to pin them up again just so people can see that. So this is a person. Oh. And so we should have them up in a few minutes. You're watching Encounters, and we had a phenomenal show last night with Ashley Bashley and the person from NASA with security clearance. And we also had a person on who was in the early 70s who worked in 1974-75 in Antarctica. So we had some great stuff going on. So let's see where they are now. They have 34 followers. They need 50, folks. Come on. We have 96 people. Do the math. I want everyone to follow this person, ARIELRA247. And I want to kind of do a little bit of an interview with them. And this person, Brain Food, says, my friend's mom looks like she's from another world. Interesting. They need 15 more followers. Thank you, Rachel, for keeping abreast of that. 15 more people to follow them. Hey, Mercury Man. Good to see you, brother. They're up to 38, Taz says. That's cool. 12 left to go. I hope this works. Usually, TikTok always changes things. So a while ago, they changed it. Hey, good morning. They changed it to, I'd have minimum 50 people to go live without any visuals. So I believe it is 50. So we'll see. Hey, Chezno, welcome back. They're at 38. Come on, we can do this. My morning show is not my largest audience. It's always my nighttime show. But if we were more consistent in the morning, I'm sure we would have probably 200 people on here. Let's see. It was 200 in Canada. TikTok, I can never keep up with the changes. They can change things. I don't even know it. Let's see here. Martha, welcome. Welcome all the new people finding the show. This is Encounters. If you're new here, it's not really a new show. We do this show at night, and I'm trying to do some morning shows. Jenny, welcome to our show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, host of WESU-FM's Cosmic Eye Astro Command Radio for 21 years. We're at 39, Vicky says. 39. Let's get it up to 50. Rachel says she needs 11 more. BWL Tram M, do you think we'll encounter them freely in our lifetime? We will be having contact, if everything goes without any mess ups, in about a year and a half. We'll have direct contact. We're looking at late 2026, originally 27, 28. We're now looking at late 25 to definitely 2026. Let me see here. Dina K, welcome to our program. How can I be sure? I'll tell you why. I'm glad you asked the question. Because I knew about this in 2022 before I came on TikTok. I have some people that I've been in touch with before I came here. And also my friend April, who you don't know, has been on the spaceships in Vermont over 50 times. They've communicated with us. There's 5 of us, a woman you'll see, KitKat, myself, Chezno, who's in here, and one other person that's not in here, Johnny. We're all in the same region of the Earth here in the Northeast. We're going to be going off planet probably in less than a year. And we'll be coming back, but we'll be going off planet. Our key contact is in Vermont. She's been going off planet for over 50 times on Ashtar Command spaceships. So that's how I know. Okay. And I'm happy to answer any questions that people have about this. But the reason why I know it's a year and a half is because I do know. I mean, I've known about this before I came on TikTok. And understand, the information when I talk about contact is not coming from any channelings or pendulums or cards or anything or neon signs. I know what I know. All my information, like Sue says, all my information is direct and always has been direct. I don't come from this planet. I come from Mars originally. Before coming to Earth, I was the Intergalactic Communications Director. I put that terminology. I dealt with intergalactic communications with all the galactic ships of the Ashtar Command from all over the multiverse. So that's how I know. And yes, I am having the human experience. I'm a starseed. I use the terminology starseed to say that I came from the stars, but I was born to human parents, and that's how I'm having the human experience. But my consciousness is not really human. My consciousness is also a cosmic Christed consciousness, and I also have a consciousness of my memories from Mars, a Martian consciousness. For some people, it's a lot to take in. I understand that, but it's all true. Thank you, Taz, for the lightning bolts. And on this show, the reason why this show is what it is, and because it's so big, is because we're not your typical UFO show. We don't talk about nuts and bolts. We don't talk about how the screws go into the spaceship or how the technology get to be what it is. It is what it is. The fact of the matter is, hey, Rachel, thank you, that it's more important not about what or how the spaceships are built. It's more important to understand cosmic consciousness. It's more important to understand the connections we have with the star people throughout the multiverse. That's what's way more important than, oh, I saw a spaceship. I hope that spaceship lands, or I hope that spaceship does what it does. I want to see that spaceship or make contact with it. Excuse me. So when people say, can I contact a spaceship? I always love that comment. When people say, can I contact a spaceship? You're not contacting a spaceship. When you make contact, you're contacting intelligent beings that are inside a traveling vehicle called a spaceship. But you're not talking to a spaceship. It's funny, over the years, people say, Commander, I'd really like to talk to that spaceship. Can I talk to that spaceship? Is there any way I can talk to a spaceship? You don't ever talk to a spaceship. It's just a traveling vehicle. What you're trying to say is, or what you need to realize is that you need to tune in to consciousness, cosmic consciousness. And if you can learn to be in cosmic consciousness and meditate and just turn off everything around you in the world, you can start learning how to make contact with your star family. That's what it's all about. Do they give their spaceships names? No. It's a good question. They don't do that. Nope. Let's see if we can get that person on. They need 5 more. Do we got them at 50 yet? They need 5 more. I'm going to let's see here. I'm just going to post it. Let me see if I can bring that. Okay. They need 5 more, folks. That person needs 5 more followers to go on live with me. Can we do it? Get them 5 more? We can do it. We can get them 5 more. KitKat, thank you. Hey, KitKat, I've never seen that before. Thank you, sister. And also, my YouTube channel is Ashtar Command Spaceship News. If you're new to the program, all my nighttime shows are on there. Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Thank you, Sun One, for the follow. We appreciate it very much. Don't forget to watch us tonight at 11 here on TikTok. And they need 1 more. I don't know what hey, Nurse Heather Rose. Good to meet you, Nurse Heather Rose. Do the gateway tapes help? I don't even know what the gateway tapes are. Okay, we're going to try to bring that person up now. They're at 51. Let this work. They should have the ability to come on live. They're at 50. I just sent them a friend's a request to go live. Unless TikTok has changed things again. Nope. Oh, that's a bummer. Try pressing the multi-guest option. Go to the multi-guest option. There's a little icon with people on it on your TikTok. If you see that multi-guest option, press that, and we'll try to bring you up. It's called the multi-guest option. You'll see it. Don't be sad. We'll get you up here, unless they change it to 100. Now, the last time I had to do this, they had 100 followers, but I was getting people up here at 50. So let's keep following her and get her up to 100 followers, because that's what it used to be. And I don't know how people got under 50, but let's try doing it. Oh, there we go. I think they're going to be on here. Wait a minute. Ah, Ariel Elohim. Okay, it's a gentleman here. Let me see here. Ah, we got John. All right, brother.
Hello.
Hey, glad to have you on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Would you like to go on screen with your camera, or do you feel like you just want to be like this?
I mean, I could stream. I'm just so new to this app. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So what do I need to do?
Okay, so there is a little icon, white icon with a little line over it with a camera. All you have to do is press that, and you'll be able to go on screen.
Okay, got it. There we are.
Let's see. It should. There you go. See, if you have, do you want to wear the mask, or do you need the mask on?
For my protection, I have to wear the mask. Unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. We know you're probably a good-looking person, so no worries.
I promise I'm not.
So tell us a little about yourself. And I always love to interview people. It's tough sometimes to go by sentences. So tell us about what your experiences are. And I know you're new to probably this show. I've told people my story and how I came from Mars, and I worked at the Ashtar Command. So I work with the space beings, and my friend in Vermont has been on ships over 50 times, and we're planning to go off planet soon to help the planet. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you would like to share with us.
So first, I just want to say you are correct on almost 100% of everything you're saying. I just want to clarify real quick what I meant by they and them and all of that.
It's confusing with sentences.
Yeah. And I apologize for that, but trying to type and get everything out, and then you have text limits, and So what I'm referring to is there are governments and powers that be that are using very high-tech imagery, and they are able to project things out there. Right?
Yes.
What I'm not saying your experiences and your friends' experiences are false. That's not at all what I'm saying.
Well, I know that. That's why I have you on here.
Yeah. So what we do, if we want to contact you sometimes, we have to come to you in a way that makes sense to you. If you are someone who is fascinated with UFOs and space and the stars, why would we come to you as an angel? You know what I mean? No, we're not going to come to you like that. What you see, what you feel, what you smell, what you taste, none of this is real. This is all an illusion. So what we do is we manipulate this illusion to make you more comfortable, right? Now, again, that doesn't mean that there aren't otherworldly beings, but we are not little gray aliens that walk around with big beaks.
Right.
No, we look just like you. We've always looked just like you. And the reason for that is because we are you, you are us.
Right. That's right.
There's only slight variations so that you could survive on this planet. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it. You're barely making it now. Think about it. You're the only living creature that can't survive on its own here. You have to have shelter. You have to have all these things so the elements don't kill you. You're the only living creature that requires that. I mean, that's number one sign you're not from here.
Right.
Because, if evolution is true and you've been here for billions of years, you would have already adapted, right?
Right.
So But that's is why, you know, we come to you and we can manipulate this reality. We can manipulate this hologram to make you more comfortable. Because to be very fair and honest with you, if we were to just rip it all out in front of you, you'd lose your freaking mind.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting, like when you say we, I can understand the word we, because I tell people I have my consciousness is earth-based human, Martian consciousness, and I have my Ashtar Command Christ consciousness, and so I switch my consciousness depending on what I'm dealing with. And I know you can do that too. I can tell that just by looking at you, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, brother. I know that. Very interesting. And so that's the thing with the planet. I love these people that I used to watch when I first came on TikTok, promoting the whole idea that we came from an amoeba and a little thing and then turned into this intelligent thing. And I said, no, these people are being told the wrong information. That's not what happened. That we came from the stars here, and that this planet has had a lot of galactic history that the public does not know about for billions of years. So, you know, we never talk about the billions of years of Earth history. We only talk about recent thousands of years, but no one wants to ever talk about the fact that there's been ups and downs on this planet. We've had very high times and very low times, and it's been both.
And it's,
you know, it's not one or the other.
It's also cycles, you know?
Yeah,
everything has a cycle.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely, you're absolutely correct.
And the problem with modern culture is we have this strange idea that if we can't absolutely concrete prove everything, then we can't say that it's a fact, right? But yet, the same people who will say that about, say, ancient past or ancient cultures are the same ones to say that, the universe was started by a giant explosion, and but you can't prove that either.
You can't prove that.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's good for the goose, why is it not good for the gander?
Yeah, and Ariel, the wonderful thing is that these people, the denial is that it was the Big Bang Theory. Like there was no conscious creator that created everything. And the fact is, because I come from off planet, I can say without any question that we have a creator, what you want to call God or creator, created the whole multiverse, created life. The creator didn't create death. The creator created life, and to have life thrive all over the multiverse. The problem is that I'm going to use the Earth as an example because that's where I am right here experiencing it, that there are people on Earth that disconnected from the Creator. And when you disconnected from the Creator, you became egotistical and therefore power hungry. And therefore in the current human history that we're living in now, we have technology, we have everything. We created nuclear wars, we created all these things. And the power of that disconnected us from the creation of the Creator. So we have to relearn, and we are going to have the contact, but we have to also relearn things and redo things a different way that we have been doing it. And I think what you're doing, what I'm doing, what we as a collective do when we wake up, we help other people as much as we can. You know, I can never pull people off the street and say, are you ready? They have to be willing to wake up. That's up to the individual. And we know that. And they will wake up. I mean, the fact that I'm doing this show, my friends got me on TikTok from Facebook, was something I'm glad they did. And this show's gone viral. And, you know, I'm just glad to be here to help people. That's my essence of what I do. I have a background broadcasting, so that's my other part of it. So I put that together with my cosmic stuff, and it works out just like a wonderful fillet or something. You know, I've just been having guests like you. The fact that we all meet here is really a point for the show to have real people like yourself providing information that's honest, and they're not going to find that anywhere else on YouTube or anywhere else, because I do a show. I'm not here to have arguments with people and have people yell at each other. I've seen that. It's just not my way, you know. So
that doesn't help anything. You know,
it doesn't help anything. These are the kinds of things, because I'm an interviewer and I do radio for 21 years. I love to interview people and hear what you have to say. I have a lot of information, but I know you do too. And that's why I listen, you know, because if you listen, you can learn stuff.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. And that's the key here, right? This is not the first time we've been here. You know, we come back around every 700 or 800 years or so, when the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction are at its closest peak. You all know this as the Star of Bethlehem. That is what you call this phenomenon, or a conjunction, right?
Right.
So during that time, there is essentially a portal that becomes open and allows consciousness to be transferred back in. Now, the key to this, and I know that people will disagree with me here, and that's fine. Not everybody has this ability, right? There are certain people from certain bloodlines, and I know that's a trigger word for some people, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. But there are only certain ones of us.
But
And
it's not
the
even.
reason
It's
why
not
it
even.
is that way is because you agreed to it before you got here.
And it's not even the bloodline that's important. People ask me about Rh negative. I said, all the bloodline stuff doesn't.
Bloodline
it's more
is
the
the wrong term.
It's the consciousness. It's some people came here to Earth, like myself, like you. It's not the bloodline at all. It's actually whether their consciousness was instilled in the human body when they came a star seed and they remember who they are. Some people do remember completely who they are. They're completely activated when they get here.
There are many.
Just like the kid from Russia, the little kid from Russia that years ago, that kid said he came from Mars. He did. He fully knew a lot of things. How could he know those things? He didn't come from this planet. He came into human form with a brain and everything, but he also retained his consciousness, you see. And that's really what Ariel, what you're talking about, I think.
So let me clarify a little bit, because you're not wrong. You're 100% correct. But this will also tie back into the they, them thing I was speaking about in the beginning.
Right.
When I said they are dangerous. Okay. When I mean they, I'm going to use a term. It's a spiritual term, and I apologize, but there's no other way to describe this. They are vampiric in nature. We call them archons. That is what they've always been called. That is what they've been called since the dawn of time. They were brought here for one specific reason: to rule over human emotion. Okay. And how they do this is by causing chaos, anxiety, depression, negativity, all these terrible feelings that you have, or these desires for lust and murder, things like that. This is coming from them. This energy feeds these archons, and this is how they gain power.
Right.
Now,
and when you call icons, just before you go, I also want to also use it in another terminology. I just straight out say lower vibrational negative ETs.
Yeah. Perfect. Same thing. Yeah. Same thing. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, brother. They can end up looking just like you and me. They're the ones that will jump on your chats and start trolling, or the ones that no matter how much proof you give them, they call you insane. They call you crazy. They are meant to distract you. And unfortunately, there are more of them than there are of us.
Well, luckily on my show, I have a lot of protection from the command. I very much rarely have any of that on my show at all. I mean, we really.
This is a great point to make. You are protected. You are absolutely protected, because people like you are true. You have a good heart. You are a good soul. That's very rare these days. Very rare. It's not often you meet someone who does something for the genuine good of people and not for themselves. And one of the reasons I wear the mask is because I don't want my face to be associated with anything like that. I'm not trying to be popular, although this account does have a profile picture, but that's one of the reasons why I stopped using it. Right.
And it doesn't matter if you wear a mask or not. It's okay if you wear a mask. But I appreciate you coming up here, because it was confusing not to be able to understand anything by a sentence. I have to have that human interaction. I have to. If I don't have it, sometimes someone will say something on a sentence, and I say, "Wait, that doesn't make any sense." But now, when you're on here, we're having this human, conversation. We have a better understanding of each other, which is the most important thing, and that's what brings the world to a place of understanding and peace. And that's where we're going. And then when I talk about a year and a half of contact, somebody asked me, "How do you know this?" Because I came from off planet. Now, I always say this thing: I'm here to bust the matrix. I don't care whether people believe me. And the beautiful thing is, I'm empowered in my own light. I don't care what people think. Now, when I say that, I don't care what people think that this whole thing is hogwash. It's not real. They're very happy in their third world illusion, third dimensional illusions, or whatever, or whatever they think in a 3D confine is what I'm trying to say. Those people, either they're going to wake up, or they're just going to be happy staying in the fear-based living of having that house, paying the taxes, going through the motions of voting for somebody that doesn't mean anything. And this is the one thing I tell people, is that don't put your eggs in any politicians on earth or religious leaders. That's all a 3D thing. People need to wake up, and we have to bust the matrix together, where we don't vote to empower a system that is going to organically fall apart, and it's going to fall apart. When contact happens in a year and a half with our space family, it's going to be a transition. It's not going to be an abrupt thing. And so some people say, "Oh, it's just going to be abrupt." No, the space people know that we cannot handle that kind of thing happening. Where we have billions of people on the planet, we have to do it gently. It's going to be doing it in a way of contact. It's going to be a beautiful thing, but it's going to be done gradually. It'll be a transition period, because that's the only way it could be. I mean, you can't just come in and say, love and light. We're going to, it's just, and I already know this because I'm in contact with the space people, and it won't be done that way. It's going to be done in a beautiful way where you have a plant, you put a seed in the ground, you have the plant, and then the flower gently grows and has color. So look at it that way. It's going to be a beautiful thing. The timeline can shift based on how we proceed to do things on our surface world here, but it is going to happen.
No, you're absolutely correct. And you had the dates correct as well. It will be December 2025 and then into 2026 is when
2026 is when the real heavy stuff happens. When I say heavy, not in a negative way, heavy in the sense that billions of people are going to be, I don't want to use freaked out, but they're going to be jolted in their way of living. They're going to see things happening coming from beyond Earth and even out of the oceans. There are space cities in the oceans that have been here for billions of years that the surface world has been, in our current history, never told about, or we didn't know about it. We know that there are people in top secret levels of government that are aware that these things exist, and they've kept it, on the tab, on the lid for many years, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Because, again, we're speaking about archons, and this also goes back to the cycle, right? Cycled nature. Think about this for a minute. The oldest form of written language we now currently have would be the Sumerian, right? And we've now discovered that Göbekli Tepe in Turkey is now, about double than that, about 12,000 years. So now let's think about these timelines for a minute. Every 6,000 to 7,000 years is when there is a shift of power, okay? Now, not to get too biblical here, but a very good way to understand what happened in the beginning is to go read the Nag Hammadi, the creation story there. That is one of the most accurate ones. That is dead on. I have no complaints about it at all, other than mistranslations. But there it tells you very clearly. It even says my name in there. Very clearly tells you who I am. We come every 6,000 to 7,000 years, and there is a power switch. The one who's in charge now, many call him Enlil, right? I know you've heard that name. So he's the one who's been in charge for the last 6,000 years. To put that into perspective, we have the Sumerian language from 6,000 years ago. So the oldest known civilization that we can find and date since today has been nothing but what? War, famine, disease, just terrible, right? And the reason why they don't want you to see Göbekli Tepe is because then they'll let you know who used to be in power, right? And who's coming back to power. It is her time again.
Someone asked you if you can spell the name, spell that word that you mentioned. Can you spell the name? Well, you just mentioned the Nakantape. Nakantape. Can you spell that?
Nagamadi?
I think that's what they're asking. Etheric mystic.
Nag Hammadi. Yes. Spell Nag Hammadi. So Nag, one word. Second word is Hammidi, I believe. If you Google that, it will come up and correct you.
It'll come up? Okay.
So it is, Nag Hammadi is a city in Egypt. It's called the Nag Hammadi Library because that's where they found it. They found it in Nag Hammadi.
Oh, interesting.
But a lot of people will also call this the Gnostic Gospels, but that's very incorrect. That's not true.
Right. Okay.
That's not true at all.
Interesting.
So these are the oldest known creation stories. They are older than the Sumerian, but they align with the Sumerian. They align with the Hindu. They align with every other religion out there who's had no contact with each other.
Right.
And that's because we make sure every single time there is a new reign of power, 12 are sent, 7 govern. 7 will
let me
go
ask
to
you,
different parts of the world.
and Ariel, I'm very intrigued by you. Can you tell me in your life, because you're also human on Earth, but you're not from here either. Can you tell me when you had your awakening experience as a kid growing up?
So my
What
first
happened with
one,
you?
my first one came at a very young age, 1996. I was about 14 years old.
14, okay.
Yeah, we had just gotten the internet at our house, and I was very excited. And the first thing I did was, jump onto some chat rooms and got into some occult things, and I was drawn to some rituals there. I did these rituals. Something kind of came over me when I was doing them. And from that moment on, I started having apparitions appear into my room.
Apparitions. Tell us about that.
Yes. So the apparition was essentially a giant black outline of a bull. It was like a giant bull man, like a centaur or a minotaur, minotaur, right? He held 7 gold stars in his hand, and he would speak to me in a language that I did not understand, but could understand at the same time, if that makes sense. And at 14 years old, not knowing what I gotten myself into, and not being in the best of place mentally already, that drove me insane. And I attempted to, you can fill in the blank there.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when that happened, were you able to transfer into, we all have choices to make. So did you transfer into a Christed consciousness at some point in that period of time? Something happened to you that just said, wait a minute, this is not where I want to be. And you just said, I'm going to switch over and I'm now going to figure out who I really want to be.
Well, unfortunately for me, I'm very different from the rest of you. Not different in a sense that I'm better than you, but different in a sense that you are better than me. Okay? You are more powerful than me. You will all be more powerful than me. Okay? Just let me get that straight. So when I had this experience, I was shifted into a different, I guess we'll call it realm, right? Or different universe. I was shifted into a field where there was a yellow house with a red door. And as I knocked upon this door, this beautiful, beautiful black woman answered the door. And I remember when she answered, I just fell to my knees and began crying. And I kind of knew immediately who she was, right? It was just instant. She brings me inside and she comforts me and tells me that everything's okay, not to be scared. And then she takes me outside to this giant tree. And as we walk to this tree, she places her left hand onto it and it opens. And as we walk into the tree, it transforms into like this massive library, just massive library. And to the immediate right, there was a carved out triangle into the floor. She took me to that triangle. She laid me down. The floor kind of felt like a mattress in that border. And she put my head in her lap and she stroked my hair. And that's when she called me by my name for the first time, Ariel, which means Lion of God. She said, Ariel, it's not your time. I'm going to need you. You have to go back. So I was sent back. But the problem is that when I met this bull-headed figure, I made a deal. Part of that deal, I can't say too much, but part of that deal basically makes me have to do certain things in the future that will ensure everyone else's safety. Does that make sense?
So what you're saying, a lot of this makes sense. So for my viewers who might say, like, I don't understand this, or I do understand it, that's okay.
They will eventually.
So, but let me just also say something, because I come from the Christ consciousness of the command, and I am here as a commander on Earth, that you're not lesser than anyone else. You are actually, I want to speak from my level of where I am, from the command level, that you are, brother, you're loved. You are not only loved, no matter what you think you're lesser than, you're never lesser than anyone. You're never more than anyone. You are just who you are. You see what I mean? That Jesus' teaching is that we're all Jesus came, and my friend has been on the ship with Jesus on the spaceship a number of times recently. I want you to know, and I do have the ability to send energy through the palm of my hands to you, that I want you to close your eyes for a minute because you are loved, brother. I want you to know this. I want to send some energy to you because they've actually activated me. I want you to take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release through your nostrils a few times. I'm just going to send one beam of energy to you that's going to do one thing. I want you to realize and understand that not only are you loved, but you're no less than anyone else. You're no more than anyone else. You are. And when I say you are, that means you are loved. You are equal to all of us. You're not less than anyone else. I want you to understand that. I want you to breathe it. I want you to know it, that you are loved, brother. And you are, as Christ would say, and he will always say this, that we are all a part of the consciousness, of that consciousness. No one's less, no one's more. When people wake up, they will realize this. As they grow and they wake up, they will reach that consciousness. You're already at that consciousness. But no matter whatever happened in your life growing up, you are loved. We love you. The command loves you. They're telling me right now, you are loved, brother. You have a lot of knowledge. You're a beautiful soul. You have a lot of knowledge to share. You're a beautiful person. Don't ever doubt yourself.
It's
you
not
are
a
loved.
doubt. It's not a doubt.
I know it isn't, but I just want you to know you're loved.
It's hard to explain, and I appreciate you. You are so beautiful. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I can't come out and just say it, because if I were to come out and just say it right now,
you don't have to.
You wouldn't believe me.
Nobody
would believe me.
I would. It's who you are. It's like when I came out of the closet 20 years ago and said I was from Mars. How do you think that was?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Just think, you know what I mean? So on here, 30 years later, you'd be surprised that more people will believe who you are and accept you. And even if there's billions of people that are out there that don't understand anything, the way I look at it, who cares what they think? If you are who you are, I'd say 90% of the people on here will believe you when you feel comfortable, not now, but down there and say, you know what? He's right. I'm going to just say who I am and be who I am. And that's all you have to be, is be true to yourself, Because if you're not, you're never going to you're never going to be 100% happy if you're not true to yourself. Yeah. And I know you have so much in you to share. You have a lot of ancient knowledge too. You understand the ancient knowledge. You do. I mean, that's why you can talk about Egypt, because you have that knowledge instinctively in you. You're downloaded with that information. I don't have that information, but you
not
do.
Yet.
And we each have a part of the puzzles, right? Mm-hmm. We each come here with some knowledge. We come to Earth to help people with the knowledge we have. So I always tell people, like, I'm a cosmic book of knowledge. I don't need to go to websites to find the information.
Exactly.
I am the website.
Yeah, the website is only confirmation. That's it.
It's all
just confirmation.
And it's just people writing things and creating websites. They could be fear-based, based on a person's projection. And everything is a projection of a human being's projection since the internet was founded. It has nothing to do with whether it's true or not. I can put a website together and say the whole world is going to be in pieces in 2 years. And then they'll say, well, this person said the world's going to be in pieces in 2 years.
Yeah.
But it's not true. It's just my perception of reality. It's what I want to project to the public, you see? And what you're projecting is your knowledge. The knowledge from your experience and you're coming to Earth with the knowledge that you came to Earth with. You're sharing that knowledge. And I think that's really important.
Yeah. No, and to answer your question specifically, because you asked when I got here, December 21st, 2020.
2020.
That is when Ariel got here.
Okay, Ariel. Okay, so just like with me, I have an Earth-based name, but when I went to a workshop and met this woman from California, from the Astro Athena, many years ago, before the internet, I was using a cassette recorder. I was doing a reggae show on a college station, and I had a major UFO sighting, spaceship sighting. I met this woman in Sedona Journal of Emergence. I had to meet this woman, and I sat there, and Ashtar, who's a space being, she doesn't channel anything. He went into, I can't explain it in human words. She doesn't channel, but he spoke through her, and he is the commander, Ashtar.
You just said the name.
Yeah. So
that's my
name. So Ashtar is married to Athena, and Athena told me all about her husband Ashtar on the ship, and I have a picture of Ashtar, by the way. But when I sat there with about 15, 20 people, I got stuck overnight in New York in a person's condo at this gathering, and a person who became a well-known musician in New Age music, Richard Schulman, he's produced many CDs. He was there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm saying, and we go outside, and I'm saying, this is really weird. All the trees have a neon blue color to them, and it's fog. Now I'm looking up, and I see this neon blue reflection of light like coming in. Then Ashtar says, "Oh, that's our mothership." It's and I said, "Mothership?" He said, "Yeah." I thought there was a storm. There was no storm. It was the weirdest thing. I go on back of the condo. There's trees. Look at the sky, and I've never told this story. And this huge ship, you weren't able to see the ship, but it flashes this neon blue, beautiful light. It's because it was the electromagnetic field of the atmosphere was affected. So Ashtar was saying, I was going to go home that day. I was supposed to go home. I was recording this thing on video. So to get to the story is I'm sitting there with a group of people, and Ashtar says to me, you know what your name is? I said, no. I said, I just came here to do an interview. I said, I do a reggae show. I'm just here to do an interview. I'm not a commander. He says, you're a commander. I said, no, I'm not a commander. Now, that's when things happen. Next day, I got stuck overnight. I went home, and when I was there, I said, oh, he says, what's your name? I said, my name is Ariel. And so he says, that's your commander name? Yeah, I said, Ariel's my name. Now, I said that naturally. For some reason, it just came out. I said it. I didn't make up the name. And at that point with those people, I said, Then when I meditated, I felt empty, like for a whole week. My whole system felt like I felt everything I believed, everything I was taught in school, every single thing that I believed in was shattered. Like for a whole week, I felt empty. And if you go through that experience, folks, if you ever feel an emptiness, it's not always the easiest thing to deal with. But a week later, I felt filled with love. I felt filled with knowledge. I had downloads happening, and I'll never forget it. It was the most beautiful thing that ever happened in my life. Just like what you're saying. And everything is different for each of us. But we get to know who we are truly beyond human, and we have to be that person, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. So I kind of need to jump off of here, but I will say this.
I'm going to let you go. I know you have to go.
I'm going to follow you now on this account.
Follow you too.
And I followed you on the other one. We should definitely meet up again when I have a little bit more time.
Yeah, we will.
Because there's much more I want to discuss with you.
Yeah,
and as for your name, what did you say your name was?
Well, my name is Aleon, Aleon. That's my space name. That's my actual real name.
Okay. So I want you to write that name down. And then I want you to write down the name of Ashtar. I want you to write them side by side on a piece of paper. And then when you go and you can either listen to the Nag Hammadi or you can read it yourself. It's on audiobook. It's about an hour long for the whole creation story. Within that book, you're going to hear those two names. They're going to be said a little differently, but you'll know exactly what's going on at that point. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because I don't want to take away your aha moment.
Right. No, I will definitely take a look at that. You've been a blast. My audience loves you. You've been an absolutely amazing person. We thank you. I'm on at 11 o'clock at night, so in the future, we'll have you on again. That's my big show. Yeah, I'm always on at 11. I'm not usually on in the morning, but I'm trying to do morning shows.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll jump on at 11 tonight. We'll see what's going on. How about that?
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, Ariel.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Yep.
You're well.
All right. Let's bring you down off the spaceship. And we loved, we'll have him on tonight if he comes on tonight. A fantastic guest. And he has a lot of ancient knowledge, beautiful soul. And I really am glad I brought him up here. See, that's what I mean. Sometimes in sentences, you don't really get to know the person. That's why I always like to interview people, because I get a better understanding of people that way. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It was really, really nice to have him on here. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Also, my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel, you'll see all my shows. Last night's show, if you missed it, you'll see that. I'll be downloading that today on YouTube. And also, I'll be downloading this show on YouTube today as well at some point. So once I get those two shows downloaded, today's show and last night's, we're caught up for now. And tonight we're on at 11. So if you've never watched our show at night, that's our really big show. We usually have 250 to 300 people on that show. So it's a fascinating interview with Ariel. Great deal of knowledge, and really just a beautiful soul. I mean, So it's really important for people, as you know who you are beyond being a human being, everyone has an awakening experience. I truly believe that every one of you out here, some of you already know who you are, that you came from another planet, another solar system, another galaxy. You just have to be that person, you know. Now, when you go in public, if you go into a restaurant, you don't go yelling out in a restaurant, my name is Oshkosh from the planet so-and-so, but you certainly need to be who you are, because if you don't be true to yourself, if you're not true to yourself, you're never going to be happy. You know, if you're not true to who you truly are, you're never going to be happy. So yeah, you can be biologically an earth-based name from your parents, but if you know internally as you get older that you had an awakening experience, that you're not that person, that you're more than just that human person, that you came from a planet you remember, or that you're having visitations from space people that you're connected with, you can't deny that. You can't hide it. You can't put it in a box somewhere. You need to be that person. Let it out of the box. Be who you are. Come out of the closet. Be happy with yourself, because you're not going to be happy until you actually do that. If you have to hide who you are, you're never going to be happy. It's just like people in earth-based movements, people that were of other lifestyles, let's say a homosexual lifestyle, or, you know, whatever. Those people came out of the closet and they are who they are, right? They are happier for who they are. Now, it's not the same thing as coming out of the closet and saying I'm from another planet, but I'm just saying that when you come out of the closet and you know that you're from another planet, won't you feel happier doing that than to hide it from your parents? Who cares what your parents think? You know, if you tell your mother and father, I'm from planet so-and-so off out of the planet or solar system, say it to them. They might be upset. Maybe they won't be upset. But you got to be true to yourself, brothers and sisters. You know, you've got to be true to yourself. If you're not, you're never going to be happy, right? What's the sense of walking around the planet not being happy? You know, say it loud and proud. I am from another planet. I know many of you here know what I'm talking about. You do. You see, the commander's here to bust the matrix. I'm not here to be a conformist. You know, I'm not here to conform to the earth-based 3D world. I'm here to bust it. That's what my radio show's been about for 21 years. I know how to do the walk on here. I know how to do the talk on here. But I'm here to bust the matrix. You know? Rachel says, I knew we were star people. I wish I knew specifically, but it's okay. And Rachel, the fact that you know you're from the stars is all you need to know for now. Hey, Johnny. You know? That's all you need to do. And for those that don't know what star system they come from, or if they're a star person, I can tell you you're a star person, but you need to go within and meditate. That's the key thing for everyone watching this show. If you want to know where you came from, go within. Don't think about it. Don't use your brain to find it. Go within. Okay? How many people out here take the time to do that? I know we're all busy. I know I'm going to be going to work in a little bit. I work earth-based, but I also know that even though I work earth-based, I also know who I am. I also know I come from the stars. I also know what my mission work is here. You see? And when you've been on the journey on Earth for a long time, you get to learn things. B. Lake Arnold, I am a star person, see? Ariel says I do it every day. Okay, you know, so there's a lot going on here. Jamie says, Rising Warrior, I am a starseed. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to randomly pick somebody here. Jamie Rising, I'm going to bring that person up here. I like what you said, I'm a starseed. And I want to ask you how you became knowledgeable about you being a starseed. My voice is kind of going a little bit here. A little bit of apple cider.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm just being very random here, and I do this to people. And so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you became a starseed, how you remembered who you were?
My name is Jamie. Actually, this just happened about a year ago. I've had a difficult childhood past, and I was just tired. So I wanted to do some soul searching and some journeys and meditating. And I started getting visions and hearing things and just too many connections. And that's when I truly felt the call for Starseed.
So when you had the call for Starseed, tell us in that journey and changes that happened to you consciously. Like for me, I know I came from Mars. I know everything about Mars. For you, did you have any visitations or contact with your star family?
The only thing I can remember is in my dreams. A lot for me happens in my dreams. And I didn't really know what a starseed was. I mean, I always remember when I was a kid how much I always felt homesick. I always felt a little different, a little unique, always to the stars. And that's just how I felt. I just remember I was dreaming of pink skies and water and things that, for me, I've never seen before.
Yeah. So when you went on those journeys in your dreams, I believe cosmic dreams are actually real experiences. Can you tell us where you went in your cosmic dream and who you met in the dream state?
For me, hold on. No. I remember bits and pieces. I just remember, for me, I think I saw myself. That's what I feel. I feel like I was looking at myself when I was living in that time. I even seen the color of my hair, what outfit I was wearing.
Tell us what that was like. So when you saw yourself, where was yourself? Where you went?
I was actually standing, I was standing in my planet where I was from. I just remember
what was the name of the planet? Do you know?
Everybody says this is rare, but I know it's true. I'm from Andromeda. I'm an Andromedan.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I want to. This is what I'm trying to pull out of you. I want you to now. You said it. You own it. You're from the Andromeda star system.
Yes.
How's that feel?
It's scary for me because a lot of people don't understand where I'm at. So to me, I'm alone in this journey. It makes me feel excited.
Yeah.
It makes me feel loved. It makes me feel... I can't explain it.
You don't have to. You're not alone. The fact you came to my show and willingly came up here, you just came out of the closet and said you're from the Andromeda star system.
I never come up to you. This is...
Yeah, I want you to feel, sister, very, very okay. I'm here to make you feel comfortable. I come from Mars. I came out of the closet 21 years ago, way before it was fashionable to even say anything. So my whole thing here is to bring people together. I'm going to get my voice frogged here, but you are a beautiful soul. You are who you are, and everybody here accepts you, Jamie, for who you are. On my show, a lot of people are from other places, and the fact that you came up here to explain who you are is a beautiful thing.
I appreciate that. I'm still learning my mission. I'm still learning my gifts. That's all coming in time. I feel it, in time.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I always tell people, Jamie, there's no rush. There's not like a finish line here where 10 people have to rush and say, well, I know what planet I'm from. How come you don't know? It's not like that on my show. I teach people some very important things that you're not going to be running. There's no last minute rush to get there. Everyone is like a wave in the ocean. Look at yourself as a wave in the ocean. And as your wave comes in, it grows. And as you grow and that wave gets bigger, your consciousness expands to your knowledge of who you are. So you're doing it absolutely correct the way you want to do it. You do it your way. And you are doing it just perfect the way you are. You are perfect just the way you are.
Thank you. I need to hear those things.
You are. And this show, if you follow this show, you're going to make a lot of friends here. There are a lot of people here that are from the stars that are waking up, people that are fully awakened. We're going off planet. You'll have to also check in with my friend April when she's on in Vermont, where there's a few of us. I'm going to have one of them on here after you. That we're going off planet. We're going to be in less than a year going off planet, maybe sooner. And we are from the Ashtar Command, which is, if you've not heard of it, we are we have family off planet. My mother, my father, my two sisters and brother on a spaceship. This is a real story, but it's a whole elaborate thing to get into now. But I just want you to know, you yourself are very loved, and you have a lot of support here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's the one thing that's probably the hardest part in this journey.
You know, and I know you're crying, so it's okay to cry. You know, it is okay to cry, to cry. Let it out.
Because I really haven't talked to too many people about this. So for me, I'm so happy. I'm excited. It's just, I'm finally getting to know who I am again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and know what? No matter what happens in life, no matter where you go outside of your home, understand, be empowered for who you are. Don't even care about what other people think. Don't let your brain come in there and say, well, you know, you got to worry about all these other people. Who cares? Does it really matter what other people think about you being from the stars? You know, if you want to, you know, if you say to some friends of yours that don't know anything that, hey, I've got to be truly honest. I'm not from this planet. I'm from Andromeda. And you'll know who your friends are by the way they respond. And if they respond and ridicule and act as if they don't, how could you say that? Then you know that you need to find new friends. And that's okay too. You know? We do it all the time.
Yep.
We as a society do it all the time. Not me personally, but you know, you just be who you are. Okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me share these words, because it feels good. I don't say it out loud enough, but I'm very proud of where I came from and who I am.
And I want to do one thing here. I know it's 13 after. I want you to close your eyes, even though I don't see your face. Let me see. Do you have the ability to come on live? Let me see. I don't know.
Oh, I just woke up. I just woke up.
Okay, then we're not going to do that. I don't think you have the ability to do it, but that doesn't matter. Close your eyes for a minute, and I'm going to send you some energy here. Some unconditional loving energy here. As you close your eyes, breathe in and, you know, just breathe out of your nostril for a minute. Okay, I want you to just relax. And what I'm going to do right now, very quickly, I'm going to send a beam of light into your consciousness. And what you're going to feel in a minute is an extreme opening of consciousness. You're going to be able to remember many more things as you continue your journey in your dreams. And you'll have more knowledge and contact with your space family from the Andromeda star system, space area. Keep your eyes closed for a minute. Okay. In a moment, you should feel some energy coming over your forehead.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm doing is I'm projecting my hand over your head, and we're going to send some energy into your consciousness, and we're going to assist you in, opening up more contact with your space family. So in the next few nights, you should be able to facilitate communications with them directly, and they will communicate with you. Do you feel the energy right now?
100%. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's my gift to you.
Ooh. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You are a blessing, and you will have those interactions with them now soon.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. This is thank you.
Well, thank you. Without you, I couldn't do what I do. You know, it goes both ways, you know.
100%.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for coming up. You have a lot of friends here, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. I'm going to bring up another person that usually has to go to sleep at night. Let me just see here. I'm going to try and I want to get Johnny up here before I have to get out of here. Let's see if Johnny is able to come up with me. If I'm able to get Johnny up here. Oh, let's see. Oh, Johnny's here. Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
hey brother. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And it's good to have you with us, Johnny. And Johnny's one of our 5 for people that are new to my show. We're on at 11 o'clock at night, our big show. We're glad to have people here on our morning show of Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. So Johnny and I and Chezno and also April and KitKat are part of a group of 5 that are going to be going off planet. I've been feeling the last few weeks very different than I have since I've known this. And I want to ask you, Johnny, what you're feeling, and can you share what you're getting?
Well, I'm definitely. My cosmic dreams have been. I mean, they've always been intense when they started to happen approximately about a year ago. But things are changing because they're becoming more vivid, and I'm starting to remember more. Mm-hmm. Like when I wake up, I initially had trouble remembering, but now things are becoming more clear. I just feel it's I don't know if I want to say an intuition, or it's a feeling I get that things are very close. I can just feel it. We're on the brink of this happening. I can just feel it. I am in my soul. Yeah. I can feel it.
When did that start happening for you? Because for me, in the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've been feeling like I'm getting the feeling that they're going to come to our home, like with April, and they're going to come, our space family, I'm talking about people who are watching this. We are connected with space family that are biological cosmic family, Johnny as I am, KitKat, Chezno, and of course April. So there's a whole story to this that would take too long to get into, but we are going to be going off planet soon. And so when did that start happening to you? For me, it was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was about me. I would say, maybe a month. I started to get these feelings that, especially after, watching the show and talking to you in April, I just felt that we're on the cusp. Obviously, I don't know a date or anything, but I just feel it's very close. It's very close.
And they don't go by dates either, as Johnny and I know, and KitKat and Chezno. We know this, that even with April, they don't live in time. Like, people have to understand, our space family, the Astro Command people from other planets, they don't live in like time. On Earth, we live in time. So we understand things like, what time are you going to the baseball game? What date is that? That's not the way it works. But the one thing we do know is that we are feeling this now, and I'm sure KitKat is feeling the same way. If KitKat in there, we'll bring her up for a minute. KitKat, are you there? We'll see if we can bring her up if she's not driving anywhere. But it's this feeling we're getting now that is way different than I felt, a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, I didn't have this feeling like, get ready, you need to be ready, you need to be ready.
Yes.
KitKat's, it's like, I'm going to bring KitKat up here. She's one of our group of 5 that are going to be going off planet. She's in Long Island.
Hey,
and just like, Johnny's in New Jersey, KitKat's in Long Island, Chezno and I are in Connecticut, and then April's in Vermont. So we're all in the same area. And so KitKat, when did you start? How are you feeling right now? Because I feel a sense of urgency that they're getting us ready to go off planet.
Yeah, I feel the same thing. I definitely have this feeling. I keep waiting. I'm like, if I look really bad, like my hair's a mess and stuff, I'm like, guys, can you wait a little while?
I don't think they care about.
What am I going to look like when they take me?
Right. I don't think they care I don't think they'll care whether we're in our pajamas or whether we're in the kitchen having a salad for dinner. They'll just come say, you have to go now, and we're going to have to.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm like, oh God, it's not a good time. Don't come now.
It's not a good time.
I do feel like it.
Right. It's like saying to your family, can we all have a seat? Can you sit down, take your helmet off, and we'll give you some coffee or something and some dinner, maybe order a pizza. No, it's not like that. That's not the way it's going to work. When they take us off planet, folks, they are going to come through a rift that's going to open up wherever we are in our homes. They will come up, and in 2 seconds through the rift, we'll be taken right on the ship. That's how it works. That's exactly how it's going to work.
Yep.
And I agree with you, Commander. That's the best way I could put it too. Is the sense of urgency. Like, it's especially with everything going on the planet right now. It's like I feel like it's time.
Yeah. And if we're all 3 of us simultaneously feeling the way we feel, folks, the reason we feel this way, we were told this months ago with April when we first met her. April met me on an interview here I did with her. I met Johnny on here, I met KitKat on here, and Chezno on here on TikTok. And they found my show. And you can't make this stuff up. This happened organically. It was never planned. I don't think April ever knew that was going to happen right away when I met her. And it's just the way it is. And before any major contact happens, the 5 of us will be together on the ship. And so the 4 of us now, Chezno, KitKat, myself, and Johnny, we have physically not been on the ship yet, but now we're all feeling it. Right now, we're feeling it more than ever before, that our space family is getting ready to take us on ship. And I've told my wife, I said, there might be a night when I'm gone, not in the house, because I'll be on the spaceship doing what I'm doing, whatever it is I'm doing. And I've let her know for months that this is going to happen. So she knows. And I told my daughter there's going to be a night or whatever when I'm not going to be in the house. I'll be away for an hour or whatever.
Right.
So I've prepped my own family. I've been very honest and told them what's happening, that this is going to be happening,
Yes.
And we're not leaving permanently. What happens is they'll take April on the ship for an hour and a half, and then we come back. We're not leaving permanently, folks. I don't want people to think we're leaving. We're not. We are coming back here to live our lives, but we're also coming here to do the mission work. We're not leaving.
Right.
Just so I don't want people getting that. But KitKat, so go ahead. I'm gonna let you guys talk. Let me know what you're feeling. KitKat.
Oh, I just have that, the feeling that it's going to be soon. There's I've been having more dreams, just like Johnny. And finally, I feel like some memories are coming back. So that makes me feel better, because I thought, did you forget me? Right. Oh, the other night I was standing outside looking at the stars and just, talking to the command, and to my right, I see a ball of light shoot by. And then I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, it was really bright. And it went, flying really fast. And then so now I'm looking, and it actually came back around and did it again. I was like, whoa. That was really cool. Yeah, it's like a little message, like, hang in there.
Hang in there, right. And my father, Rubar, would tell me a long time ago, because April told my father that he wants to go so badly, and they said it's just not time yet. So I put my understanding in our space family. We all have family on the ship, folks. Johnny and KitKat have physical family on the ships that are our space family. My father is Rubar, my mother's Luna. I have a sister, Tyr, and another sister and a brother. I don't know. I don't remember their names. But we all have family on the ships physically, not just Earth-based family. We have our family we're connected to, like our bodies are on another ship that's in stasis. We don't know what stasis is. Stasis is our space bodies are alive and well. We are in human form here, but we're not from here. So our bodies are there waiting for us. So when we do go back to our physical space body, we will wake up and we will be walking around the ship in our actual body that's in stasis.
That's going to be so amazing. I can't wait.
Johnny, KitKat, and I all know what stasis is, correct?
Yeah, stasis is isn't that like in a limbo? You're in a limbo mode type thing. Right. That's the way I would describe it.
Yeah, it's just basically they're in another ship. All these bodies of space people that are on Earth are in a ship in stasis.
Right. Yeah. Waiting for us.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for us.
Yeah.
But we're not leaving Earth. We're not saying, okay, we want to give up our human form now and go back home. We will live our full life on Earth, and then when we complete that life, we will go back into our space body, or we can decide to come back here again.
Yeah. That's the great thing. We have that decision that we can make.
Yeah, we have a choice.
Yeah, I love that. So it's not like once you go, it's not a one-way ticket where you can never come back to see your earthly family. Right.
That's right. And then because when big contact happens, we will still be here in human form. We're all here, living, breathing human beings. We're not leaving our body to go back onto the ship and go back into our space body. We've all agreed that when contact happens, you will still see me doing my live broadcasts, and we'll still be here. So we're not leaving anywhere.
Right.
We have a commitment to our family. I have our daughter, my wife. There's no way we have that option, and we're doing what we're doing,
But it is that, the dreams that I started having, I remember telling you a long time ago about the cosmic dreams, because I remember asking you about if that could be a form of being taken off planet and me just not being aware of it. And you were saying, yeah, that's it. You know, cosmic dreams are very important.
Yeah, they are.
But like you were saying, within the last month, just my memory of waking up, by starting to remember more. I feel like they're showing me more, or they're preparing me. You know, that's how it feels.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even April said they've seen you on the ship. You actually are going off planet, and sometimes we don't understand how it possibly works, but we can have our body here in stasis. And I'm not saying the human body when you're sleeping you're in stasis, but in a way that's the only analogy I can make. And then you left your body and went on the ship, and you're physically there. So sometimes I think it goes beyond Earth-based understandings, but you're definitely coming back from the spaceship, and you've obviously changed a lot since I've met you. You have much more knowledge of what you're doing now than you did before. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, so that's without question. You know, and that's what's happening with all of us. We're all getting information that I think is important, and we're here for everybody here is watching this show. The 5 of us are going to be the first 5 that are going to be on the ship before major contact, because we are going to have certain things that we can't talk about yet, nor do we even know some of the things yet. But when we do know what we know, we'll be told by our space family what we can tell people publicly. I can tell you, and I know KitKat and some people here know it, that I have been selected by the council. Thank you to April that's suggesting it over a month and a half ago, that the council has decided to have me on the ship to do the broadcast to the planet Earth. So for some of you, you'd say this is incredible. It's like sci-fi movies. This is the truth. This is real. So make some notes. And what they're going to do is, however they're going to do it, when they do it, I will be on a ship with 4 other space people, and I will be in front of a control system that they have on the ship that will be able to broadcast to the whole planet. And the broadcasting to the whole planet will be via taking over transmitters, such as like broadcast systems, things like, you know, radio and TV. I don't know about radio, but I do know all the major TV transmitters throughout the world for every single country will be taken over by the space people to broadcast to the whole planet of billions of people. And I will be the one presenting the message to Earth. And I humbly accepted it when I found that out. And so everything I do is for others. I never do it just myself, because I don't come from that consciousness.
That's incredible.
It's so exciting. I can't wait.
Johnny and KitKat, they know about that, and some of you already know this, and many, I don't assume everybody knows what's going on here, but I've been selected to speak before the people of Earth. I'm a broadcaster, that's my background, but I also come from off planet with the Ashtar Command, Christ consciousness, and from Mars. And so they're going to have me do the presentation. I don't know what they're going to want me to say, but whatever it is, it's going to be positive. It's going to be it's going to be the first time the people of Earth are going to hear from the Ashtar Command physically, verbally, and I'm going to be on the ship wearing a spacesuit. I'm some sort of a suit. When I get on the ship, I'll be wearing a suit, but you'll be able to see my face, and I'll be talking to everybody, and they'll translate it to every language. So it's now 10:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, I have to get out of here, but I did want to bring Johnny and KitKat up here, and I hope you all enjoyed the show.
Thank you so much.
We're on at 11 o'clock, folks, who are new. Join us at 11 p.m. for our show, and all our shows, including this one, go to my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. I'll repeat it, Ashtar Command Spaceship News YouTube, for all the encounter shows at night that you've missed, and also our daytime morning shows that we're trying to do. They'll be on our YouTube channel, okay? I want to thank everybody for the gifts. Johnny, I'll let you go. KitKat, everybody, take care.
Take care. See you tonight.
All right, we'll see you tonight. Let me do
Bye-bye,
this here.
KitKat.